Clover and her 4 friends are road tripping through rural America, trying to find traces of Melanie, Clover's sister, who vanished without a trace about a year ago. Their search leads them to a strange, desolate place where on the very first night, an invincible masked psychopath starts picking them off one by one. But to their surprise, death isn't the end. After dying, they wake up again in the same house, and the hourglass on the wall resets, counting down the time left until dawn. The 2015 video game, Until Dawn, was revolutionary in many ways. It was a horror adventure where a group of friends tried to survive a night in a snowbound cabin while being hunted by a mysterious killer. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Midway through, the plot took a sharp turn, transforming from a grounded slasher into something more akin to a supernatural or even sci-fi horror, reminiscent of The Descent. While the game's script was fairly rigid, it featured numerous branching paths that determined which characters would make it to the end. This variability meant Until Dawn could theoretically be replayed multiple times. Though, knowing the big twist, doing so wasn't all that exciting, especially since the game didn't allow saves and harshly punished any mistimed button press. So how do you adapt a game like this? The most obvious approach would be to tell its story linearly, but that would strip away its charm, and players would find it dull to watch the same events unfold without a controller in hand. The screenwriter's solution deserves praise. Instead of copying the game's plot, they took inspiration from its core idea: the ability to relive events and correct past mistakes. From this, they crafted an entirely new story. Trying to distance themselves from the game, the filmmakers even shifted the setting from winter to summer. Though this landed them in another trap, as the movie version of Until Dawn visually resembles a remake of Evil Dead or The Cabin in the Woods, thanks to its familiar horror tropes. But there's no room to complain, because the film hits the ground running. The writers don't need to spare characters, since they'll just come back to life anyway. So the kills are frequent and creatively gruesome, with excellent practical effects and makeup. And each new night brings something different. After the initial slasher come witches, zombies, mutants, flesh-eating worms, and all sorts of other horrors. Director David F. Sandberg knows his horror. He's the man behind Lights Out, a gripping scarefest about a monster that thrives in darkness. And Annabelle, Creation, the best entry in the Conjuring spin-off series. These films are united by expertly crafted suspense, and in Until Dawn, Sandberg delivers another masterclass in genre filmmaking. Unfortunately, the script noticeably weakens when it's time for explanations. The writers stumble, mumble, and at every opportunity, throw another monster on screen, ultimately reducing everything to a toothless moral about the importance of sticking together. Still, even a weak third act didn't hurt. Until Dawn's box office, the $15 million film easily made several times its budget and will likely get a sequel. Here's hoping the next installment turns this promising franchise into something more than just a fun horror thrill ride.